Even before the war, Palestinians in Gaza were caged in and cut off from the rest of the world. For 17 years, Israel had imposed a land, air and sea blockade on Gaza. And that siege has intensified in the past year, with absolutely no way out for the residents of Gaza as they were being systematically targeted. Julide Ayger has more.
It's home to one of the world's highest population densities and has been described as an open-air prison. This is Gaza, a narrow strip wedged between Egypt, Israel and the Mediterranean. Israel has built a heavily fortified barrier surrounding the strip, containing Palestinians within it, with multiple watchtowers and round-the-clock electronic surveillance. There are two crossings Palestinians could use before the war began. The Rafah crossing is located in the south, and further north is the Erez crossing. All of these entries and exits out of Gaza have been shut by the Israeli military. Israel is systematically attacking Gaza from the north to the south, forcibly displacing hundreds of thousands of people where every inch is a military target. So-called safe zones designated by Israel have shrunk to just 11% of the strip, and those very safe zones have been targeted. This is what Palestinians are calling running from death towards death. Israel's control of two strategic points allows it to trap an entire population. One is the Philadelphia corridor, a buffer zone between Gaza and Egypt, and Netzarim, a corridor created by the Israeli army that cuts the strip into half, allowing it to control the movement of aid and people from the north to the south. Israel's demand for lasting control over these two buffer zones have stalled any hopes of reaching a ceasefire, leaving an entire population stuck in a death trap with nowhere left to go.
The past year of unrelenting Israeli bombardment has destroyed 75% of Israel's infrastructure, leaving the Gaza Strip unrecognisable. The UN says the extent of devastation has not been seen since the Second World War. Our correspondent Hani Mahmoud reports from Gaza.
12 months of bombardment, heartbreak and pain. The scars of war are etched into every street. And what Palestinians once knew and held dear have turned into ever-distant memories.
This is my home, or what remains of it, only a small part of my home. I can't reach it. I wish I can go in and take some of my belongings, but my dream was destroyed.
Israel's airstrikes, artillery shelling and demolitions have turned much of Gaza into a vast wasteland of rubble. Yet, it is still a claustrophobic.
Every time I look at the destruction, I feel depressed. You feel as though you're in a dream. You want to wake up from it and return, but we can't bring back anything. Until when will we remain like this? Until when will we continue to be under siege and under stress? Our days are all just war. We don't feel any comfort or safety.
More than 75% of buildings here have been destroyed. Families have repeatedly made the agonizing decision to leave. And as they flee, the destruction follows them. Places of healing and sanctuary turn into places where Palestinians mourn. Homes where parents once tucked children into their bed, now in ruins with bodies beneath them.
It's like we're in a nightmare. I pray to God that I wake up. The children were asleep. They are innocent and they were asleep. They've been torn into pieces.
You don't have to look far to understand what Gaza is going through. And every now and then, a reminder of what once was.
We were raised here. We lived with these children. We used to sit outside during the summer and play with them. I didn't imagine that there would be all this destruction. Both the old and the young were killed. The local registry deleted their names, and now they're all gone.
Still, a push of some semblance of normality as Palestinians try to hold on to their resilience. But 12 months on, everything is missing in Gaza, even the idea of a future. Hani Mahmoud, Al Jazeera, Gaza, Palestine.